I've been on a powerlifting cut for the last few months and it has become a struggle. It seems like I've plateaued and all of a sudden calories in, calories out isn't working anymore. I did a bodybuilding show last year. Everything worked fine, but for some reason it seems like it's not working. So what is the deal? I did my first powerlifting show back in December and I competed in the 90 kilogram weight class, which I think is like around 198 for those who do pounds. And my goal, because it was after my bodybuilding show, I think it was like 5 months after I finished that, was to get up to that 198 or close to that max and try to get as strong as possible and see what I was capable of in a powerlifting meet. Well, I got to around 192 and I just could not get any higher. I tried, but I just started feeling bad. Workouts weren't as good because I just felt stuffed and full all the time and did not like it. So I was like, you know what, I'll just stay here. I could pretty much eat whatever I wanted at 192. I was eating pizzas, desserts. I still kept track of my protein because I want to build muscle to help with building that strength. But I wasn't really having to watch my calories with what I was eating because I would just kind of intuitively at that point, I could maintain my physique there easily. And it was a little bit thicker than I preferred as far as the aesthetics of bodybuilding, but by no means was I looking fat or overweight. And so after that meet was over, I just kind of went back to eating more normal and I thought, you know, I want to do another powerlifting meet in the next lower weight class, because after seeing the numbers I put up in my squat, bench wasn't anything special, but deadlift especially, in my age group, if it had been a tested event, I would have set some state records for my age group, 35 to 39 years old. So I was like, you know, that's pretty cool. And I started looking at the numbers at the next lower weight class, which is 82.5 kilograms. That's 181.8 pounds. And I was like, shoot, I could set multiple records if I get down to that weight, which really isn't that much lower than what my comfortable weight is for looking lean, feeling good in the gym, and being able to maintain it easily. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna slowly start cutting down, keep training hard. I'm gonna do a couple hypertrophy mesocycles and I'll get back into strength and see how that works. So really, I was January about 192 and I just slowly started cutting out things like, you know, switching the types of pizzas I'm eating, you know, getting thin crust, the things I talk about in my videos all the time, the sauces I use, taking sauces out or using lower calorie sauces, and just not eating as many desserts or not having snacks all the time, because I just, you know, eat whenever I felt like, having popcorn, candy. As long as I got my protein for the day, I didn't care that much. I was still trying to eat healthy in general, but, you know, I wasn't watching it. And just over the last few months since January, I got down to around 185 in the beginning of April, and I just kind of bounced around that for a while. And I thought, okay, I got to this new weight, I'll just kind of reacclimate to it. I'm about 7 pounds less, and got to where it's pretty easy to maintain that. And then I started going back into the cut and got down to around 184, you know, just slowly losing, because with bodybuilding, you know, it's easy to just cut a lot of calories, you lose a bunch of fat. You'll probably lose muscle if you cut too hard though, which is something you don't want to do in powerlifting. So my goal in doing this really slow, gradual cut is to be able to keep gaining strength while losing that weight. I don't want to just crash diet and lose a bunch of weight, because then you're probably going to lose muscle, you're going to lose strength, because I definitely got a lot weaker, especially in those last few weeks of bodybuilding prep. So the lowest I got towards the end of April was about 184.3, and then for like 3 weeks, it's just been around that point. And I was like, what is going on here? I'm tracking my calories. I'm doing all my same workouts. Like, why is this not working? Is calories in, calories out not working? And we had our 6th child, our son, almost 2 weeks ago. Tomorrow's 2 weeks. And one of the nice things about that is a lot of people from our church have been bringing us really good meals every day. And so we've had a lot of really good food, and I've pretty much been going through and kind of estimating, okay, I think this is this many calories, watching what I'm eating and the other meals of the day, eating even lower calorie options with higher protein. So I have, you know, 1,000 calories or so at the end of the day when we're getting those good meals. And it's guesses based on what I think's in them, but I thought it was pretty close to accurate. And all through the week, I was pretty much staying, you know, around that 184 to 185 mark, because your weight fluctuates. And I thought, you know, I'm just gonna, you know, get through this time and maintain that. And then I'll still have another 3 to 4 weeks to lose that last couple pounds getting into the bodybuilding competition. So then one of the days when I thought, oh, I'm getting a lot of, you know, healthier type food. We got a lot of Chinese. It was like rice and chicken and grilled chicken, stuff like that. And I pretty much ate that all day long. I was having plain rice with a teriyaki chicken, really good stuff, watching the calories, making sure I get the protein, everything I wanted. And I was thinking, oh yeah, I'm even feeling kind of hungry at the end of the day. I'm probably gonna be hitting a new low tomorrow, because this is a little bit healthier and cleaner than all the other stuff we've been eating, like pizzas and all that. The next morning I woke up 186 pounds even. I was like, what in the world? Are you kidding me? Like, what's going on? How come this calories in, calories out thing isn't working anymore? And I think I had even walked like 4 or 5 miles that afternoon too. I've been taking our son on stroller rides almost every day. It's been nice and cool at nighttime still. And I was just like, what is going on here? But the thing that you have to do is remember that your weight is going to fluctuate. Don't look at the outliers and be like, oh no, I need to do something drastic because my weight just went up 2 pounds overnight. You didn't gain 2 pounds of fat overnight. You'd have to eat a crazy amount. I don't even think your body could process and hold all that anyways, even if you ate a 7,000 calorie surplus over what you'd already eat. So if I did go and be like, I'm gonna cut an extra 500 calories a day, sure, I would lose weight quicker, but I know that I would get extra weak, and that is something I definitely do not want. So I said, okay, you know what? Even though those kind of things into your head, I was like, just keep with what you're doing. You calculated the stuff out. It's worked before. Keep your normal activity up. Keep working out hard. And I think we went out. It was Mother's Day. We went out to a restaurant. I just got some grilled chicken, broccoli, the type of stuff I eat at home. Because when I go into a cut, I really like to focus on eating a lot of the same things. Like I'll have oatmeal and some protein powder and fruit for breakfast, or like a yogurt parfait. And I have all these recipes on the channel you can see. And a lot of the same snacks throughout the day, and then we end up eating some kind of meat, vegetables for dinner. And it's really easy to track your weight progress with that, because when you're eating really similar things, not eating out all kinds of random stuff, well then your body's used to processing that stuff, and you see the trend over time go down and down. But when you eat what you think is healthy, but from a Chinese place, all the extra sodium and everything that goes into that, I was definitely holding a lot more water, because I just went back to eating, that normal stuff the next day that I always would. And then the next morning I was 182.7. So then I just went from stuck around 184 for a couple weeks thinking, what is going on, to 186. And then the next day, 182.7, which is 0.9 pounds away from where I need to be for the competition. So it's like, you gotta trust the process with what you're doing. If you see something crazy happen, just get it out of your mind. Keep doing the same thing if you didn't go crazy and binge, which I've been pretty close on my estimates of tracking stuff, obviously. And just those different meals that I had during that week and a half, even though I was probably still losing weight, a lot of it had more sodium than I was used to having. Body's holding more water, then all of a sudden when you get back into the normal groove again, all the extra water dropped off, and I had lost weight during that time too. And all of a sudden I'm 1.5 pounds lower than I was the couple weeks prior, when it looked like nothing was happening for weeks. So before you go on and do something crazy, drastic with your diet, give it a week or two. Examine, am I doing something different? Have I been eating out more? Things that I haven't normally done. Maybe my body doesn't like it as much. Maybe I haven't gone to the bathroom in a couple days, because that happens to me when I diet too. Sometimes, especially towards the end of a hard diet, like into the bodybuilding show, it might be 2 or 3 days before you go to the bathroom. Then all of a sudden your weight drops a bunch because you just had some stuff in there that needed to get out. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting into this powerlifting competition now, because I'm getting really close to that weight. I'm actually gonna up my calories a little bit because I don't wanna lose too much. I would like to hit that weight I need to be the week prior, so that I can kind of eat at maintenance and then not be feeling weak going into the show. Keep saying show, not feel weak going into the powerlifting competition. And I don't want to do anything crazy like going and dehydrating myself. For a bodybuilding show, you have to do that, but getting really lean and then also getting dehydrated is not good for your joints, your muscles, especially going into something like a powerlifting competition, because then that's a recipe for getting hurt. I remember I went to the gym with my dad a few months ago, and there's this kid who was in the sauna. We kind of went in there to warm up a little bit for like 5 minutes before going to the gym, and I think he was 15. He was in there in a sauna suit and just sweating, like looking like he's about to die. We went out and worked out for like an hour and 15 minutes, came back in. He was going in and out the entire time, and I started talking to him. He was prepping for a weigh-in for a wrestling match at the end of the week, I think like 6 days from that point, and he needed to lose 13 pounds. And I was like, that is not healthy. So if you're doing a sport where there's performance involved, you definitely don't want to dehydrate yourself. Do the next higher weight class. Is probably healthier for you. I mean, I know with wrestling, people are going to be even stronger than that, but if you can't get to that weight class and be strong, what's the point? And speaking of getting really lean, I hope at least, based on pictures and stuff I've seen over the last year from when I did my bodybuilding show, that I maybe put on 3 to 4 pounds since last May, which I started my peak week at 176 pounds, if I'm remembering it right. So then I dropped, I think I got down to like 172 or something like that after dropping a bunch of water before I carved back up. And so if I gained 4 pounds of muscle, then I would be close to that same leanness at 180 even. And I'm only going for about 2 pounds above that in this powerlifting meet. So that's a pretty lean. I'm already starting to see like veins pop up in my lower abs again, which is a sign where I'm getting like 10% and under. So I'm trying to really monitor my calories, especially now. I remember when I was prepping for the bodybuilding show, I was really having to look at meal timing for my workout. So I would be so hungry that I needed to make sure I got carbs and stuff in before my workout so I could get somewhat of a good workout. And it's not to that point yet, but I am starting to feel hungry more often and just having to get used to that feeling and make sure that I'm eating enough around my workouts before to give me energy for it, and then afterwards to help replenish any glycogen and help build up the muscle, any muscle that I can build into this powerlifting meet. So this will probably be the last time I compete at this weight class, and I'll be going back in the 90 kilogram after that. But I'm looking forward to trying to hit a I don't know how it's gonna go, 360 to 380 squat, depending on how it works out. Hopefully 375, maybe, no, 275, maybe 280 bench press, and then goal is a 500-pound deadlift. That would be sweet as long as I don't get hurt. So I'm posting all my progress leading into this. It's 3 weeks from now on Instagram at Camber Fitness, so you can check it out there. Subscribe, hit the like button if you like this video. If you have any questions about cutting specifically for a bodybuilding show or going into powerlifting, again, this is my first time cutting for a powerlifting show, so I'm trying to be really meticulous with making sure I don't cut too much, making sure I stay strong, and not getting dehydrated or doing anything drastic like that, because that'll really kill your strength and zap it super fast. So with that, I'll see you on the next one.